So, I'm not sure you guys have noticed, but during the month of December 2020, popular YouTube commentator Pyrocynical found himself stuck in a little bit of a pickle as he was met with some grooming accusations by a Twitter user that went by the name Ivory Rasmus, Ivory for short. Ivory tweeted on October 29th, quote, "Pyrocynical groomed me, and I have screenshots to prove it. I've been sitting thinking about this shit non-stop, being angry, confused, and sad that I've had to accept this since I was 15, but I never said anything because I felt powerless. What he sent ranged from drawn NSFW to fetishy YouTube videos, and he'd ask me to compile shit for him using tags that he liked on certain websites. At 15, I obviously did it because he's fucking pyrocynical. I was just happy to be talking to him, and I was trying to continue that." In the Twitter thread, he gave screenshots that were supposed to prove that what he was saying was true, and that they did. However, originally the YouTube commentators just chalked it up as another kid just being a clout chaser, but then a wild Turkey Tom appeared. On December 1st of 2020, small YouTuber Turkey Tom released a video entitled Pyrocynical's Lie, Setting the Record Straight, in which he claims that the commentary community was being irresponsible, and not only were they spewing misinformation, but that Pyrocynical actually was aware of Ivory's age. He states that Ivory had tweeted about his age a lot at the time, and that it would be hard for Pyro to not know his age due to this, although he states it is technically possible due to the fact that Pyro is banned from this Twitter at this time. He states that in the messages, Ivory very clearly states that he is a minor, and moreover that someone like Pyrocynical should know better than to not ask the age of his role-playing buddy. At the end of the video, Turkey Tom explicitly states that Pyro did know the age at the time, then lied about knowing his age in his Reddit response. Only 9 days after the original video was uploaded, Turkey Tom released a second video titled The Pyrocynical Files, New Leaks, in which he seeks to further his claims with even more proof that Pyrocynical knew Ivory's age at the time, and also that the DMs between Ivory, Pyrocynical, and Pyrocynical's girlfriend Ida were real and undoctored. In the video, Tom actually just says a lot of nothing. The only valuable point he brings up is that Pyro had been looking to learn how to write a script kiddie that would auto-delete messages that were sent after a certain period of time. So, what is a YouTuber to do when the entire community has turned their back on him? On December 18th of 2020, Pyrocynical uploaded a video titled My Response, in which he attempts to clear his name, something nobody thought could be possible at this point. In the video, Pyro gave some insight as to why it happens, stating that when he was around 19, he would roleplay with anybody that he could, and that they never led to any nudes being exchanged between him or any of the people he would roleplay with. He states that he never considered what the people looked like or what their gender was as important to the situation because he would roleplay with whoever he could. He also disproves the notion that he was flying Ivory out to England so they could fuck, stating that he had invited many other people as well, including PewDiePie's current editor, Sive, and that it was for them to all go drinking and nothing else, and that even Ivory stated that he didn't get any sexual tones from the invite. Pyro also shows how unlikely it is for him to have been able to see the tweets about Ivory's age, by bringing up the fact that he was banned from Twitter the entire time and would only have been able to see one. But it is unlikely because of how many people he followed. He says that he followed around 300 people, and considering the tweet had no likes, it was very unlikely for him to see it. Later in the video, Pyro stated that when Ivory sent him his Twitter, the age in his bio was 16, which is perfectly legal for both of them because of their locations. Ivory living in Pennsylvania, where the legal age of consent is 16, and Pyro living in England, where the legal age of consent is also 16. Although he admitted that he should have stopped, that didn't mean much, considering, consent. In the response video, Pyro even denounces Ida's behavior in the DMs between her and Ivory, calling, quote, downright deplorable, and even though it comes from an emotional place, that is not an excuse. He stated that the reason he was asking about a script kiddie that would delete his messages is because he was afraid of people finding out what his kinks were, and basically just being bullied till he dies because of it. Pyro explicitly states that he is sorry for his behavior. However, he is not a predator nor a groomer. So what do I think about it all? What I think is Turkey Tom very much so played it out one-sidedly. I do think his original statement was correct. The community was being obnoxious. Do I think Pyrocynical is a child groomer? No. Pyrocynical in no way, shape, and or form is a child groomer. Pyrocynical is simply a degenerate furry who was doing some weird-ass roleplays and was being very immature and irresponsible by not asking for the people's age. Does that mean that he is in the right? No, not entirely. And he even acknowledges that when he apologizes specifically to Ivory and the other people he's roleplayed with. He even states that he's roleplayed with so many people that he can't even remember all their names. But I do not believe that Pyrocynical is a child groomer, nor do I think he is a pedophile, as he doesn't do any of the things that constitute this. Definitions are not to be thrown around. Pyrocynical was not flying Ivory out to have sex, and if he was, it was at a perfectly legal time. Not grooming. He didn't realize Ivory's age at the original time, and once he found out he was 16, he continued because of the legality. Do I think Turkey Tom is in the wrong? To a degree, yes. Turkey Tom was also irresponsible, with a very one-sided view and a one-sided opinion. He didn't take into account anything that any other YouTubers had said. Was his document well written? To that, I'll leave that up to you. But I think that what we can acknowledge is he has a way with how he speaks. And that is very obvious by the fact that, dude, he managed to convince an entire community that was with Pyro to think that Pyro was some sort of, predator. So in the end, here's what I think. Pyro, his response is good. He made a good response. This is not the Slazzo situation. I will admit Turkey Tom is right on that front. This is nothing like Slazzo's situation, and I doubt we will. But I do think that Pyro was wrong, that Turkey Tom was wrong on a lot of fronts. His response video is also a whole lot of nothing. It is basically just him doubling down on his statements, but going through some intense mental gymnastics, honestly. Objectively, they are both in the wrong. I think that Tom is a bit in the more in the wrong for one simple reason. He had no reason to make a response other than just a double down or an apology. This isn't his situation. If the issue really was real and a big problem, I think that we all acknowledge and understand now at this point that you wouldn't take it to Twitter first. So Tom, you need to do better, but I believe that you can do just as good as you have done in the past with Slazzo and Zaptai. And Pyrocynical, you also need to do better. You should not have been roleplaying without asking their age, and you acknowledge that. Thank you. I hope you guys have all been enjoying the video. My name is Speakeasy. If you want, you can follow my check out the Discord in the description down below. The stills in this video are done by Radical Ori on Twitter and Twitch, and Radical Ori TTV on Instagram. All of those will be linked in the description down below. She has a Patreon. Go ahead and check that out. And I'll see you guys next time. Until then, let me just say one thing. There are 5 tips to not being a bad YouTuber. Tip 1, don't solicit nudes from fans. Tip 2, don't abuse your animals. Tip 3, don't rape people. Tip 4, do not, under any circumstances, be an absolute weirdo and not ask for your roleplay buddy's age. Tip 5, Tom, don't be a fucking idiot. That was such a horrible move on your part. Just don't do what the fuck Turkey Tom did, because oh my god. But yeah, I'm Speakeasy and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Bye.